I want to dedicate this shout to all the realm workers. The realm workers who dedicated themselves to creating this thing called Heaven's Cross, the apocalypse, the opening, oftentimes at the sacrifice of their human self. There were forces working against you. There were real forces, and forces like gravity, of course, things like that, but there were other being forces that didn't want this to happen. These forces that I talk about, and we'll talk more about it today, their energy, their sustenance, their food is things like human emotions and fear and battle and power. So the moment you push against that, you're just solidifying them. And what could you do? What could you do as a realm worker? I exist. I am that I am. That's it. I exist. And not just to say the words, but to feel it in every part of your being. I exist. I am that I am. As the greatest tool that any one of you has on this planet at this amazing, crazy time, you're not going to fight it. You're not going to even fight yourself. You're not going to fight evil forces. You're not a victim of anything. You are God also. I exist. I am that I am. I want you to really feel into this for yourself. A couple of little few words. Therefore it is. I imagine, therefore it is. I move into new levels of consciousness, and therefore it is. I allow my divinity, and therefore it is. I allow my knowingness, and therefore it is. It's kind of like a way of walking out of your own limitations, your own crystal prison. I choose to be here in joy and abundance and balance, and therefore it is. That's it. That's what the master does, and therefore it is. No buts, no looking backwards, no self-doubt, no self-torture, and therefore it is. This is the time of the new human species. It's being fueled by technology. It's being fueled also by more light and more consciousness coming to this planet. It was inevitable that this would happen because of the dreams that many humans had. A time of the evolution of this planet. It was not just the humans that imagined or envisioned this. It was beings all throughout creation that imagined it. And what's happening right now is the human species is evolving. And it's not just a biological thing, that's part of it. Part of it is evolution beyond the logic, the mental of the human. And the biggest part of it is the evolution of the consciousness of the heart of the human is evolving. Any evolution of this magnitude creates a lot of changes, creates a lot of disruptions, creates a lot of turmoil, noise, friction, and everything else, and that's what's going on. But every bit of that turmoil and friction that's occurring, whether it's in yourself or in the planet in general, is now being rechanneled back into the evolution of the human species. It's happening on many different levels, but it requires more light, more imagination coming to this planet. And it's through the imagination, through the light, that the new human species evolves to its greatest potential. That's one of the reasons why you chose to stay, and one of the reasons why you're going through a lot of body issues as well. You're integrating your own light body, which will replace the Adam-Cadman template. I want you to feel for a moment what you're carrying on your shoulders. The evolution of the new human species. the evolution or the reordering of all of your past lives right now. And the direction of the entire cosmos. In all of creation, there is no greater being than the human being. Humans would like to think that there are. They'd like to think that there's godlike beings somewhere else out there. Or they like to think that it's Jesus going to come back and save them. There's this greater being out there. Or aliens, ETs, advanced civilizations. There are not. Period. Once you realize that, once you remember who you are, and once this game stops of somebody's going to come along and save us, then this planet can move forward. But there are no greater beings in all of creation than human beings. To come to Earth, to put up with a physical body and other people, and all of the things that come with just surviving on this planet, much less evolving on this planet, required the best. You came here. You came here under the most adverse conditions of any. You created them. You were part of the designing of this reality, of this dimension, of the Adam-Cadman template. You were part of creating it and said, I can work through it. I will work through it. I will find that way. I will find my consciousness. Even in this density, I will find and rediscover my energy and how to use it with consciousness and wisdom and maturity. And that's what happened. There's a lot going on in the other realms, non-physical realms. A lot. A lot. I mean a lot. Your past lives are there in these other realms. There are what you would call ETs out there. Not in your physical realm so much. A few here and there. They're in the other realms, my friends. Right next door. And you're feeling them every night when you sleep. You're feeling the pressure from them. They are real. What you call the ETs are real. But they don't float around in little metal cans. They rarely, if ever, could even make an appearance in this realm. What they do is fuck with you. Why? Feeding. Its energy, your emotions, your traumas, and to a degree your love and your joy, but mostly your traumas and your misery feeds them. They can present themselves to be these grand beings because humans are gullible and believe that crap. Humans have been made to feel unworthy a lot by the interference from these beings. And you're not. You see that? I want every one of you to remember that. There are no beings greater than the human being, and start acting like it. Therefore it is. Every one of those ETs that are out there, they are you. They are you. They are parts of yourself that have gone off exploring, parts of yourself that perhaps were wounded, parts of yourself that had a difficult time focusing here on this planet, parts of yourself that are undeveloped and unconscious. And their time has come because of what you're doing here on this planet right now. In the light that you're working with, they can no longer exist out there. Their game is done. Their time is over. You are the grand ones right here. bar none. You are the grand ones. They have deceived you. You have deceived yourself into thinking that maybe you're not. If these beings were so great and so mighty, why don't they show up? Why don't they stand in front of you? Because they can't. They cannot handle your light. You have what you need right now on this planet. And it's called I exist. I am that I am. I am consciousness. And all the energy is mine. You have everything you need. You've been led to believe that this planet is filled with more war and violence and evil and all the rest of these things that cannot be overcome. And I declare today that we are going to go beyond that. Therefore, it is. The evolution of this planet, of the human species, is happening right now. It's happening on levels that perhaps you don't understand, you haven't seen. It's not just happening, on the streets with people day to day. It's happening in the other realms. And the implications then to this planet will be huge. Yes, this planet will go through many changes between now and then. Old forces are dying and making way for light, making way for you and the new human species. When you truly realize that there are no beings greater than the human being, not even Yeshua, no aliens, nothing else, it is you. When you realize that frees everything, opens everything, shifts everything. Please acknowledge what you are doing here. Please acknowledge that. And therefore it is.